seriously to account by God if you don't vote. And you're going to find that out before this broadcast is over. You're going to be guilty of murder. You're going to be guilty of an abomination of God. You're going to be guilty for every baby that's aborted from this election.
My children do the works of their father. They lie and deceive just like me. In Genesis, it says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. There is hatred between the woman's seed and my seed, between her children and my children. My children are just like me. They steal, kill, and destroy. Just look around, and you will know them by their works."
Personal, where they want to take the country, etc. And this becomes then part of the Washington scenario here in a very normal presidential administration.
This is a new world order.
Yes,
Let's
yes, it is.
say that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you. Thank you.
So he's talking about the one world government there.
And we've
World
got
community.
we've got to come together, not only as a nation, but as a world community.
And he says the religious leaders here are to be an example for everybody else.
And the great religious leaders here tonight give us all an example that we can follow.
We have before us the opportunity to forge, for ourselves and for future generations, a new world order.
You want us to stand down. You want us to back off. You got the nerve to call us conspiracy theorists just because we're informed. I'm trying to mobilize the leaders to take action against the New World Order and to resist them.
Watch this DVD and listen to the eyewitness testimony about explosions going off before the first plane even hit.
We're one of 300 families that came up here to get away from the collapse of the American civilization.
You guys heard of the Philadelphia experiment? It's kind of interesting.
Chase Bilderberg, heads of state from Europe, high officials of our government, holding a secret meeting.
We've got a camera right here, so we've got this area covered and this area covered.
We got him.
Do this in your back.
Some would call this an obsession. I don't have much of an interest in anything else, really. I have this inner urge. I just have to expose the New World Order to people.
Your New World Order's going down! We're not your slaves! Your New World Order crime syndicate has been identified! We know who you are, scum!
I live in a very stressful world, and it's showing on me.
Civil unrest. I've told you about civil unrest. What they have said about me? I'm a paranoid lunatic. I'm seditious. It's suffocating vision. I think a suffocating vision of paranoia. Really. Showing you for a year in advance, I told you unrest was coming to Europe, and then it's coming here. I have shown you now, in the last few months, the actual unrest and violence in the streets of Europe. Again, today in Greece, the unions shut down public transportation. Who did I tell you would do that? The unions. Students are taking to the streets again in England over possible tuition hikes. I told you that would happen a year ago. We showed you the burning cars. We've showed you how they are mirroring the failed economic policies here in America. I'm a paranoid lunatic, seditious. This must just be suffocating paranoia. Now, let me ask you this. Are they willing now to say the same thing about the Pentagon? Because they have been wargaming an economic crisis for almost 2 years now. One of these war games was called Unified Quest 2011. Listen to what they are preparing for at the Pentagon.
In that wargaming series, they're looking at the implications of large-scale economic breakdown inside the United States that would force the Army to keep, quote, domestic order among civil unrest and force the Army to deal with fragmented global power and drastically lower budgets.
That's weird. That's weird. That's just paranoid lunatics. They're seditious over there at the Pentagon, I guess. Now, what would be some of the things that might cause civil unrest? Well, let me show you a picture today from theblaze.com. It's of the Alaskan National Guard taking part in an exercise here for civil unrest. Oh, what does the guy have, the demonstrator have? Well, it's a sign that says, food now. Well, why would he need a sign like that? Oh, yeah, that's right. The suffocating vision of paranoia. Food shortage, or food being scarce, or food just being too expensive because coming inflation. Absolutely without merit, and I'm mentally ill. Really? The National Guard is going for that, along with the Pentagon. I've talked about the importance for preparing for tough times, having enough food and supplies, getting out of debt, being self-reliant. The reaction, without merit, doomsday, probably mentally ill. But when Time magazine posts an article, impending crisis, Earth to run out of food by 2050, I'm sure this is some sort of green nightmare. This is good journalism. The only people I trust in the government, the only ones I trust, are the military. The military is preparing. Are you? But the military, I believe, are being boxed into a corner by people who actually have their hands on the levers of power. And it is those holding the levers of power that have been creating the conditions to make these scenarios possible. And that goes anywhere from Harry Reid to Obama all the way to the kingmaker himself, George Soros. Not the guy who has a stupid show at 5 p.m. or 2 p.m. Pacific. I mean, who am I up against in the Pacific Coast? The Price is Right? The media will demonize and glorify whom they want. The point of this monologue is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're me or Soros or the Pentagon or economic experts. It doesn't matter. We're now all saying the same thing. I've been saying it for 2 years. That should tell you something that they've now joined. Because the next thing on the docket is to control the media and to control food prices. Civil unrest and rising food prices and controlling the media. Oh, December 20th, FCC votes on the internet. If anybody doesn't believe this government is capable of doing these kinds of things, you're out of your mind. If you don't think the government could come in and take your gun, you're out of your mind. Let me show you this. You don't think that they're going to run roughshod over your civil rights? See this woman here? Probably never seen it. You should. Know her. Watch the video. This is the aftermath of Katrina.
I don't want to go because I got plenty.
Mandatory evacuation. Everybody in the...
See, this is why I didn't want to let you guys come in.
No, ma'am.
Because I wanted her in here, and all you guys come in, and I knew this
stop
was
the tape here.
happen.
Stop the tape here. She doesn't want to let them in. They want to take her gun. A law-abiding citizen. Do they take it? And what happens? Watch. Yeah, they throw her against the wall. Oh yeah, they took it. A law-abiding citizen. How old is she? 80? She hadn't broken any laws. Her guns were forcibly taken from her. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, they'll never do that again. They did it then. Oh, well, they'll never put troops on the ground. Posse comitatus, you know, or Rock Me Amadeus, or whatever. President won't do that. Well, first of all,
other countries, modern countries, you know, they have electricity and running water and all these other conveniences. We've seen them fall into and become brutal dictatorships.
I think it could very well come to that based on the things that are happening in the news, and we're seeing, you know, the collapse of our economy. So many different things happening.
They have paved roads, they have running water, they have electricity, they have cable TV. So what is it that keeps it from happening in the United States?
Being Americans, we have a lot of freedoms. And what if those freedoms are taken away?
Just look at history. Look at the history of the United States and the history of the world, and acknowledge that things like this can happen, things like this have happened, things like this are happening right now.
No matter what your purpose is, you must leave. If you do not disperse, you may be arrested and/or subject to other police action. The use of riot control agents and/or less lethal munitions, which could cause risk of injury to those who... Injury to those who remain.
Protesters in Anaheim, California clashed with police for a fourth day following 2 fatal shootings by police of suspected gang members, one on Saturday, one Sunday.
I'm not trying to justify what happened. I'm just trying to find justice.
One of the dead men, 25-year-old Manuel Diaz, was apparently unarmed.
If we don't use our voices and we don't let these people hear our voice, nothing will be changed.
He was down and they shot him the second time. The people were supposed to be protecting us. The cops are the ones doing this.
They're socking him in the face. They're hitting him in the face. They're still hitting him. They're hitting him in the face. Look, they're socking him in the face. He's not resisting. He's really not. He's saying he's scared. And they're still socking him in the face. They're socking him in the face.
Tuesday night, protests turned violent after a crowd of up to 1,000 people were denied entry to a packed city council meeting.
people just for protecting other people. They have no idea what they're doing.
So was there a lot of kids during that time?
Yeah.
And did you see like babies around too? So why would
Like 2 babies.
2 babies?
Yeah.
Did any other children get hit with rubber bullets?
A 5-year-old girl got hit in the eye, and a boy in the feet. They didn't even told them to stop doing what they just shot him right here, right here, right in the head. His back. No, right here. His back.
Are you alright?
You have an unarmed civilian running away that's an alleged gang member that they say is alleged, and they shoot and kill this guy. He's dead. The police officers are shooting women and children and letting their dogs out on him. Where's Obama now? What if your son was Manuel Diaz? What if he was murdered by Anaheim police?
They just started running after people. The cops just started running after people. Yeah.